Authorities say that the Emergency Operations Center are closely monitoring conditions in various parts of KwaZulu-Natal as inclement weather conditions persist there. Residents and motorists are urged to remain cautious. To get an update on the situation on the ground, we're now joined via video link by MEC for Transport and Human Settlements in KwaZulu-Natal, Siboniso Duma. MEC, a very good afternoon to you. We know, of course, only too well how KwaZulu-Natal has been impacted by severe weather conditions. Give us a sense then of your preparedness as a province and how seriously you're assessing the impact from this current warning.
Let me greet your good self, Ms. Bajash, and wish you a Happy Women's Month. And your viewers at home, indeed, I'm sure you still remember vividly what transpired last time there was this snow. It taught us, amongst other things, that we must be proactive in our approach, which is why since last night, our graders, our team were dispatched on the road, and RTI teams were also on the ground, which is why the issue of R617, we had to decide that we must close it while it's still safe, so that the clearance in the road must be done in a manner that is going to be befitting of saving lives. So far, so good. I think we do have the team on the N3 belt along the back side. It means in the Midlands, so it affects 3 municipalities in the main. There is Herikwala district around Underbeck, Mbendle area, also around Umgungundlovu district, Apalgwan areas, also around Utugela district, around Okahlamba areas. Those are highly affected areas, and we are monitoring almost the entire province of KwaZulu-Natal.
Just a few moments ago, speaking of Mbendle area, we told our viewers that at least one clinic has been left without telephone lines and power. Give us a sense then in terms of which other entities, institutions have been affected by this weather.
The reality is that the issue of electricity in some instances will be also affected. The lines, it's true, because you understand that in some instances, as the weather drizzled, it will definitely affect those physical areas like electricity, the pylons and all those issues. But our team, fortunate RTI, is almost visible everywhere and is able to assist, succinctly assisting those who want to get the direction and the proper route that must be utilized. So we are on the ground, also ensuring that there's no one who's left behind in the process.
And for people who are traveling or returning home over the long weekend, what are some of the roads or alternative routes that you wish for them to take, given the fact that you've just announced that, you know, some of those roads are closed? I mean, when we consider what happened in 2024, when hundreds of motorists were stuck on parts of the N3, some of the complaints were that they did not necessarily know which alternative routes to take.
From Swarbeck to Kokstad area, the best route is R56. It's better that you utilize as opposed to 61. I've already mentioned the issue of 617. It's going to be closed for quite some time. Currently in the N3, everything has been cleared. Our truck are on the ground. The graders are also working. So far we are monitoring the process. And that is why we are saying that not unless there is a need for you to go out, just ensure that you adhere to the rules and obey all the process, and just make sure that you drive safely and don't exceed the speed. So I think so far those are the routes, in particular Kokstad, Underbeck, Swarbeck area, that we have closed that route. So they must always utilize the alternative routes.
And MEC, let's quickly talk about those that are not able to really adequately take care of themselves, those living in your informal settlements as an example. What are some of the preparedness that you have centered around them specifically?
What do we do usually? We work as a disaster team jointly, COGTA, transport, human settlements, and all the local municipality, because at the end of this day, I'm just going to browse through all the district and share and check with the mayors and local municipality so that we safeguard all the territories and we are able to check which areas is the issue of water, the issue of electricity, as we're talking about earlier on, so that we are able to assist them whenever there is a need as a disaster team. So that's what we usually do in ensuring that there is a proper supply, even as we were talking earlier on about clinics. So that's a process that we are duty bound to ensure. And since yesterday, we've been creating an awareness campaign in different areas. We've created now a big group in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. So when the storm is going to be done, the early detection is going to give us almost all the scenarios. So you'll find that in some instances, like for instance, I know at Herikwala, there were loud hailing taking place in different areas when there's going to be a big storm. So that's the proactive approach that we have done at this point in time, and we'll keep on updating if there are issues, but we'll be monitoring the process.
And as we wrap our conversation, MEC, which are the areas for you, particularly given what has happened in the past events, even though there were those preparedness signs, are you most worried about this afternoon?
We're mostly worried about the Underberg, especially the route around the Drakensberg Mountains, N3 belted or Kahlamba, Swartberg area, Underberg, Kokstad. That's where a problem lies, which is why we are compelled even to close the route. And we are monitoring that Lesotho belt. So I think if we could avoid utilizing those routes, the better, because in some instances, you will think that you can just take a chance from point to point, then there'll be problems. But yeah, we are doing that. It's unfortunate, even we do have even the chopper that we usually utilize at the disaster. It can't fly around the mountains if there are problems. So the issue of law adherence is critical for us. So, but we'll be monitoring, and so far we want to thank God that there are no visible processes that have been damaged and there are no life lost at this point in time. And even the animals in the farms, I think we're still getting the good vibe that the farmers are still monitoring almost everything in the process.
MEC for Transport and Human Settlements in KwaZulu-Natal, let's thank you for your time. That is, of course, Siboniso Duma.